Okay, let's unpack this. Imagine like strolling through the streets of Paris, right? Admiring all the iconic landmarks. But you've got the buzzing energy of the Las Vegas Strip all around you. That's exactly what we're diving into today. The Paris Las Vegas Hotel, and of course, its famed Eiffel Tower replica. It's a place that really promises to transport you, but as we'll discover, it's walking this kind of fascinating tightrope between the grand Parisian ambition and just, the unique realities of being right here in Vegas.
Yeah, and what's truly fascinating here is how they've taken that singular vision, bringing a slice of France to the Nevada desert, and they've executed with just remarkable scale and detail.
Hmm.
But it's still unmistakably Vegas, right? So our mission today is really to dig into the sources you've shared, pull out those crucial nuggets of knowledge, those surprising insights, basically give you a shortcut to being genuinely well-informed about this really unique resort.
Absolutely. We'll explore everything from its towering replica of the Eiffel Tower, not just how tall it is, but sort of what its design challenges reveal about Vegas' ambition itself. We'll delve into the whole Parisian experience the resort aims for, and then take an insider look at what it's actually like to stay and play there. And finally, yeah, we'll uncover some of those lesser known historical moments, maybe some operational quirks that truly define Paris Las Vegas.
Okay, so let's start with the absolute visual centerpiece. The Eiffel Tower at Paris, Las Vegas. I mean, it's this striking half-scale replica, it just dominates the skyline, and it also serves as this incredible viewing deck. What were some of the key specs and maybe the initial ideas for this thing?
Well, okay, so this replica stands 540 feet tall,
Hmm.
and its main viewing deck is positioned at 460 feet, which puts you a staggering 46 floors above the strip. Pretty high up. But here's what's really surprising, and it's a fantastic insight into Vegas's blend of, let's say, ambition and pragmatism. It was initially designed to be full scale, like a true one-to-one replica of the original in Paris.
Wow, really? Full scale? Yeah. But its height had to be significantly reduced because of the Federal Aviation Administration, the FAA. They regulate air traffic, building heights, all that. And given Paris, Las Vegas's proximity to McCarran Airport, now Harry Reid International, a full-scale tower would have actually interfered with flight paths.
Ah, okay, that makes sense. Practicality wins.
Exactly. And this compromise, it isn't just like technical detail. It's kind of a perfect microcosm of Vegas' ingenious spirit, right? Finding creative ways to realize these monumental visions, even when you're faced with pretty significant regulatory hurdles. Anyway, it opened back in 1999, bringing architect Joel Bergman's vision to life.
That compromise really does highlight how Vegas operates, doesn't it? Ambition meets reality head on. So, for you, the visitor, the experience from the top, it sounds genuinely breathtaking. You get these incredible panoramic vistas of the strip, especially, like you said, magical when everything's lit up at night. People often say it's one of the most romantic spots in the city.
Hmm, definitely has that reputation.
Yeah. And while, specific times and prices, they obviously can vary, the tower generally offers extended evening hours. Sunset seems like a particularly magical time. They're probably pretty popular too for those amazing views. It's definitely something you'd want to plan for if you want those incredible photos.
Right. Plan ahead a bit. And the intricate design and construction behind this replica are actually quite remarkable too. The architect, Joel Bergman, he actually studied Gustave Eiffel's original plans to try and get it just right. The structural design itself was handled by Martin Pelton, and Schuff Steel erected it using, get this, 5,000 tons of steel.
5,000 tons. Wow.
Yeah, quite a bit. And what's fascinating here is that even though it's made of modern welded steel, it includes these faux rivets
Mm.
just to meticulously mimic the original style.
Oh, interesting. So it looks right, even if it's built differently.
Precisely. It's a brilliant sort of engineering and aesthetic compromise, really. It allowed for more efficient modern construction, but still preserved that distinct riveted look of the original Eiffel Tower. It perfectly embodies that Vegas blend of, practicality and pure theatricality. It's even had a bit of a star-studded cinematic career, showing up in films like Godzilla 2012, Despicable Me, Resident Evil, Extinction, and Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom.
Huh. It's clear the tower is a star in its own right then, not just structurally, but visually too. And speaking of visual spectacles, I was particularly intrigued by something else about the tower, its unique light show. Can you tell us a bit about the investment there and what makes it such a spectacle?
Absolutely. Yeah, Paris, Las Vegas invested a pretty significant amount, $1.7 million, into this light show. This involved installing 300 color washing lights. Those are the ones that bathe the structure in that flowing spectrum of color, and 800 strobe lights for those dazzling rapid flashes. Together, they produce this really dynamic immersive light show, and it's free, visible every 30 minutes from sunset to midnight. It really transforms the tower into this beacon on the Strip.
That sounds like a brilliant way to keep the tower feeling like a vibrant part of the Strip's nighttime energy. But okay, beyond that iconic tower, how does the rest of the resort kind of extend that grand Parisian illusion?
Well, the resort really does commit to the theme. It tries to immerse you in this scaled-down Paris. You'll find two-thirds size replications of other famous Parisian landmarks, like the Arc de Triomphe, the Louvre, the Paris Opera House, even the Musée d'Orsay. And to achieve this, the designers actually traveled to France. They meticulously studied these landmarks.
Wow, they really went for it.
They did. It underscores the immense effort involved, even though the goal wasn't, an exact historical reproduction. It was more about capturing the essence of Paris. Inside, the design aims to transport you to like a 1920s Paris street scene. You've got charming shops laid out in a recreation of the Rue de la Paix shopping district. You'll even find a replica of the Pont Alexandre III bridge right there on the casino floor.
Huh. A bridge on the casino floor, only in Vegas.
Yeah.
And you definitely can't miss that distinctive main sign along the Strip, right? The one with the big Montgolfier hot air balloon.
Oh, yeah, the balloon sign. It's huge.
Yeah.
75-foot diameter, rising, 150 feet into the air?
Yeah, something like that. It's another one of those nods to that historical French charm. Okay. Now, if you're actually thinking of staying there, what should you expect from the guest experience inside the hotel itself?
Well, the hotel's prime location is definitely a major draw. It's so central. Right on the Strip, directly across from the Bellagio. Which means, yeah, certain rooms offer just gorgeous direct views of the famous Bellagio fountains. That's a huge plus. And it's also right next to the Cosmopolitan, Planet Hollywood, Caesar's Palace. You're basically in the heart of the action.
Location, location, location. Got it. But what about checking in? I heard it can be an experience.
Yeah, you hear that. Be prepared for what some people call an old-fashioned process. Think potentially very long lines. Even on weekdays, apparently, they can stretch out, sometimes exceeding an hour, especially during holidays or peak times.
Oof, an hour just to check in.
Yeah. But here's a potential tip people mention. Waiting for an actual front desk associate, rather than maybe using a kiosk, can sometimes be beneficial if you have specific room requests or you're hoping for an upgrade. Sometimes that personal touch might make a difference.
Worth a shot, maybe. So what about the rooms themselves? How many are there now?
Well, the resort has expanded quite a bit. It now boasts 3,672 rooms. This includes a pretty recent addition, the Versailles Tower, that was formerly Bali's Jubilee Tower, and it underwent a huge, like $100 million renovation completed in 2024. This renovation included adding 17 feet in height with a new Parisian-style roof, a sky bridge connecting it, and even adding rare balconies overlooking the Bellagio fountains. Those are definitely a hot commodity.
Balconies overlooking the fountains. Nice. But what about the general room quality? Sounds like opinions might be mixed.
They really are. Opinions among visitors vary quite widely. You'll hear some find them clean, thoughtfully appointed, maybe even preferring them over rooms at Caesar's Palace. But then others describe them as basic, dated, or even run down, sometimes citing specific things like missing AC filter covers or just general wear and tear.
That's quite a spectrum of experiences, isn't it? From clean and thoughtful all the way to run down.
What do you think explains such different visitor perception? I mean, beyond just which tower they happen to be in. And given these varied opinions, what's your advice for someone booking a room here? What should they maybe prioritize?
Yeah, it's a good question. It seems the difference often comes down to exactly which room type and section of the hotel a guest stays in, and crucially, whether they've experienced the newer renovations. The addition of the Versailles Tower, for instance, obviously significantly upgrades a whole portion of the room inventory. So for you, the listener, I'd probably suggest prioritizing the newly renovated rooms or towers if they're available, or at the very least, specifically asking about the most recently updated accommodations when you book or check in. But despite those varied opinions on aesthetics, it's pretty consistently reported that the guest room areas themselves are clean, they're safe, and actually very quiet. Plus, you need a room key for elevator access, which is a big plus for security and just general peace of mind. Okay, good to know. Quiet and safe is always good. And of course, no Parisian experience, even a Vegas one, would be complete without digging into its culinary scene. So, what's on offer for your culinary adventure at Paris, Las Vegas?
We've got a pretty wide array of dining options, really, from casual right up to upscale. Popular spots include Monami Gadi, that's the one famed for its patio dining, offering those incredible strip views, great people-watching spot. Then there's the more formal Eiffel Tower restaurant, which gets high praise for both its food and the whole experience, especially for, special occasions.
Right, dining in the tower.
Exactly. Other notable mentions, Gordon Ramsay steak, Vanderpump Paris, Nobu was there too, and Martha Stewart's Bedford. That was actually her very first restaurant venture.
Martha Stewart in Vegas, interesting. And the casino, what's the vibe there?
The casino spans about 95,263 square feet. Pretty big. Again, mixed feelings here.
Yeah.
Some describe it as having a great vibe, always hopping, fun, maybe not too pretentious, but then others made critical observations, like noting the cigarette smoke-stained fake blue sky ceiling as being kind of depressing and dated.
The fake blue sky. Yeah, I can see how that might feel a bit dated now. It seems like the casino elicits these strong, almost contradictory feelings. From your research, what do you think creates that stark divide in perception? Is it the lighting, the layout, or maybe something else entirely?
It seems to be a combination of things, really. The good vibe comments often refer to just the energy and the liveliness of the gaming floor. It seems to be consistently busy, which some people like. The more critical observations about the fake blue sky and the dated feel likely stem from those older design elements. They can feel a bit enclosed, perhaps less modern than some of the newer Vegas casinos that have opened since. It's sort of a classic example of how a resort tries to maintain a unique theme, which, for some people adds character and for others just feels a bit past its prime.
Makes sense. Beyond the glitz and glamour and those design debates, what about some of the lesser known facts, the historical moments of Paris, Las Vegas? What really makes it tick behind the scenes?
Well, Paris Las Vegas opened its doors, as I mentioned, September 1st, 1999. It cost $785 million to build. And interestingly, it was specifically designed to target more of a middle-class clientele, sort of offering that high-end themed experience, but at a slightly more accessible price point than some neighbors. It's owned and operated by Caesars Entertainment, and it was originally built as a sister property to Bally's, which is now Horseshoe Las Vegas. They actually shared initial operations for a while.
Ah, okay. Sister properties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's also had a pretty prominent role in the gaming world recently, proudly hosting the World Series of Poker in both 2022 and 2023.
Right, that moved over there. It's fascinating how these huge resorts have their own kind of hidden histories. I also came across some surprising historical events, like, for instance, the French flag hanging outside the resort. Apparently it was briefly removed back in 2000.
Oh, yeah. Why was that?
It was amid France's opposition to the invasion of Iraq at the time. Little political statement there. And talk about a bad day at the office. It's faced some notable power outages. One in November 2016 lasted over 12 hours. Apparently, a work crew accidentally drilled into power lines, and it trapped 11 people in elevators.
Ouch. 12 hours is a long time to be without power in Vegas.
Right. And then another one happened in October 2020, this time caused by rodents. Can you believe it? Trapped 6 people, though power was apparently back within about 3 hours that time. Still, it certainly adds a unique, if maybe unwelcome, layer to the resort's operational history.
Indeed, yeah. Unexpected challenges are always part of managing such a massive property, I suppose. And looking at its entertainment history, the resort has that large 1,400-seat performance theater. But it's unfortunately seen, let's say, minimal success with various big Broadway-style shows. These have included Notre Dame de Paris, We Will Rock You, The Producers, which, yeah, even featured David Hasselhoff for a time.
The Hoff in
Yeah.
Vegas.
Yep. Barry Manilow had a residency there. Jersey Boys played there. Circus 1903, Bat Out of Hell, the musical. Sadly, many of these closed early due to low ticket sales. It's a tough market. However, it has hosted some long-running resident performers, like the hypnotist Anthony Cools, who was there for quite a while.
That's a powerful insight right there, isn't it? The recurring challenges faced by these grand theater productions at Paris, Las Vegas. You contrast that with the enduring success of maybe more niche resident performers like Anthony Cools. It almost offers this insight. Maybe in the super competitive Vegas market, sometimes those intimate, direct engagement experiences resonate more deeply with audiences than the traditional large-scale shows. It seems Vegas audiences might just prefer their entertainment a little less predictable sometimes.
It certainly raises that question. Yeah, it's an interesting dynamic. And interestingly, until 2006, the resort interior also featured free entertainment. Things like street musicians, mimes, living statues, just trying to further enhance that immersive Parisian street experience for guests wandering through. It was a unique touch that probably added to the atmosphere back then.
Right. So there you have it, our deep dive into Paris, Las Vegas. It's a place that truly, truly aims to transport you, but it's constantly balancing that grand ambition of its Parisian theme with the unique realities of the Las Vegas Strip, from architectural triumphs and the compromises needed to achieve them to the whole guest experience and its operational quirks. It's clearly far more than just a hotel. It's this immersive experience that keeps evolving.
Absolutely. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, it's really a testament to the sheer ingenuity of Las Vegas in creating these elaborate, immersive environments that borrow so heavily from global icons. And this, I think, raises an important question for you, the listener. Given the meticulous detail, the significant investment made to recreate these famous landmarks in miniature right here, does experiencing the Las Vegas version, this kind of shortcut to being well-informed we talked about, does it actually enhance your desire to visit the original Parisian landmarks? Or does it somehow maybe fulfill that curiosity right here in Nevada? Something to think about.